So I'm actually interrupting my studying to make this video, and I will just join the classic world. And yeah, I just felt like logging on Minecraft this time because I'm going to be talking about, once again, the past on YouTube, and I just thought it felt fitting. But recently, besides just me being busy as hell with other things, I have reached a decent level of success on one of my other channels, my gaming channel in specific, that I actually made after this one. And I kind of just wanted to talk about that because there's kind of been some stuff that's happened this year related to it. A lot of ups and downs, obviously. Me basically quitting this channel. You know, me finishing my first year of college and going into my second one. And like I said, well, actually, I don't know if I said this, but, you know, I've been busy, so I haven't been making videos on here. I guess I want to first start by saying on the channel I'm talking about, the gaming channel, I have 530 subscribers as of now, which, you know, you're probably going to hear that and then you look at this channel and be like, why didn't you just keep going with this one? But truthfully, well, first of all, I guess I have been continuing to go with this one, but it wasn't going to work out in terms of like YouTube success, because even though I have a lot of subscribers on here, the number has been basically stagnant since a year ago now. Even when I was consistently making videos still, it sort of just died out, but that's fine because I never really cared about this channel getting big. I just wanted to make the videos. I think of it more as a journal. And speaking of that, I guess I want to just get into this part fast, just as kind of a fuck you. Lots of people were preying on my downfall with YouTube, like wanted me to not do well, were expecting me to not do well. Oh, village. Were expecting me to not do well at all. And you know, they had a valid reason to think that. They thought that this was my only channel. And I was actually talking to my friend and thumbnail maker about this, but like all of these people who I'm mentioning who wanted me to fail at YouTube and expected me to fail at YouTube, they thought that this was my only channel, and also that I thought that this was the peak of content creation. Unedited commentary videos. What? Like, I don't know how someone could even think that, like, making videos like this and thinking that this is the best that you could do. Like, that, once again, that was never my goal, but I guess if you did believe that, then of course you'd expect me to fail at it, but anyway, getting into more detail on that, it's somebody in specific that I want to bring up because something very, very funny happened. And I first want to talk about my return to my gaming channel in June of this year. And it's focused on the Call of Duty series in specific, sort of documentary style videos. And I made a video about a dream that I had related to one of the Call of Duty games. And it did pretty well. It got like 1,000 views within the first couple of weeks, and since then it's jumped to about 2,000. But I'm like, okay, this is pretty good. I've gained like a good 20, 30 subscribers. I'm just gonna keep going with this, and we'll see. You know, look at a horse. I'm like, we'll see. Maybe eventually, after a couple years, I'll reach 500 or so subscribers. And pretty much, I just continued working on my next video, and initially it did okay. Like the first few days, it did not as well as the first one, and then it jumped to about 1,500 views, which was pretty good at the time. Once again, gained about another 20 or 30 subscribers. And what ended up happening was I published my third video. That one didn't do as well. But once again, I was still enjoying that channel. I still am. But here's where things get interesting. At the end of July, so about 3 weeks after I had published the second video that I'm talking about. This horse is so slow. Give me a different one. This is going to be the gameplay, just taming horses. Anyway, okay. I feel like higher health usually also does better with the speed. So I'm going to try this one. Pretty much, at around July 30th of this year, the specific video I'm talking about, the second one I made, started picking up a little bit. It went from like 1,000 to like 1,100, gained like 100 views in a day. Pretty good. But right around that time, you know, there's been this lingering drama with my old bandmates that I've mentioned before on this channel, and pretty much what has been happening was not only were they dickheads to me, and that was originally why I stopped talking to them, so what happened was there was another guy who wasn't in the band with them but was associated with them, who throughout the whole time after that drama was like pretending to be less connected to them than he actually was. And while them being dickheads to me was bad, the main thing that's been happening since they left me alone is they've been basically relentlessly trolling some kid. It was just straight up bullying at first. I don't know if it's as bad now, but they had started doing that right when I left the band in 2024. When they started doing that, the kid that they are targeting he was only 13 years old. Now he's 15, so it's been a long time. Anyway, this specific guy who was associated with the band members, he pretended that he did not approve of what they were doing and that he wasn't involved in it at all. But then on this specific day, July 30th, 2025, or something like that, I saw a live stream from the kid that they'd been messing with, and the exact guy who claimed that he wasn't a part of it was right there messing with him still. So I messaged him basically just like, what the fuck? What are you doing? Like, I don't remember exactly what I said, but I was a little bit less nice before because pretty much there had been a couple times where this dude had flat out lied to me and said that it wasn't true, that he wasn't messing with him. But then obviously it was proven to be false and that he was involved in that multiple times. So this time I wasn't as nice. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? You've been lying to me. You know, and I don't know what I was expecting as a response, but what I ended up getting was like a 2-page, like at least 6 or so paragraphs, something like that. Obviously, it was over Discord, so formatting, I can't really tell how long it was. I may actually put that into a word counter, and I'll put that on screen, but it was this long-ass response, and 90% of it wasn't talking about that. It was just insulting me, calling me a loser and shit like that. And I specifically remember, see, this is where it gets interesting, I promise, this is where it gets relevant. He said something along the lines of like, you need to focus on your real life because your shitty YouTube videos, they're never gonna work out. And I'm like, okay, man. And I replied, I'm like, come on, that's the best you could come up with. You've been relentlessly bullying a kid for over a year and you just spend the whole time insulting me. And pretty much what I noticed within the next couple of hours is that the second video on my gaming channel that I had made a few weeks before, it started skyrocketing in views. Like, the graph, you know, the YouTube graph, it was starting to go straight up. And I'm like, oh. So the same hour that this dude sends me that shit, insulting me, saying that my YouTube videos suck, the graph starts going straight up. That's kind of a good fuck you. And it continued to do that for days, and it just kept going even further straight up. It went from like 1,000 views to 20,000 in a week or so. It was pretty crazy. And obviously my subscribers followed that. I went from like the 150 that I had before to about 250 or about 300, I'd say, within like a couple days, and then eventually jumped to 400, and then that was when I think the views from that particular video stopped. But what I like to say happened is that dude being such an asshole is what made the video skyrocket. Obviously that's not how that works, but the timing was really, really funny, and if you're watching this, go fuck yourself. Seriously, go fuck yourself. You're a piece of shit. You are white trash. You're the definition of white trash, and so is your family. You getting your family involved in also bullying that kid, yeah, no, you guys are the definition of white trash, and you can all go fuck yourselves. Anyway, yeah, thank you for the views, I guess. No. In all seriousness, this video is a bit of a fuck you to people who were just wanting me to fail, because you know, while I haven't obviously reached success, it's 500 subscribers. The big difference between that channel and this channel is, of course, the other metric towards monetization being watch hours. On this channel, during November of last year, when I first made it to above 450 subscribers, I had about 2,500 watch hours. Actually, maybe more, just like 2,000. So pretty good, but you need 3,000 to reach the threshold of monetization. Whereas on the other channel I'm talking about, I've already reached it, and as of today, I actually got accepted into monetization, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I'm going to continue going with that channel. I'm going to continue going with this channel, and I'll keep trying to prove people wrong, I guess. But yeah, I'm sorry if this video came off in a certain bad way. I just really wanted to get that off my chest because, how do I say this? My entire life, you know, as shown by also my 100 subscriber special on here, about the guy who wrote the book about me, and also how that guy also found my channel. And even though it's been 4 years, he's still obsessed with me. He ended up... Actually, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to give that attention. But I'm just saying, the guy who stalked me 4 years ago is still at it. And then, of course, my former bandmates who dedicated half an album to me. And then also the guy I just brought up, who denied bullying the kid and then called me a loser when I presented proof. He also wrote a song about me. So I have a book about me, I have an album about me, and I have like a 6-minute diss track about me. People are obsessed with me. The story of my life is people become obsessed with me when I don't fuck with them anymore. It's true. I don't know what else to say about it. It sucks. It sucks. I don't want to deal with it. I wish I could just move on without getting fucked with. And to be fair, there's someone in specific that I'm going to bring up who I had blocked because I felt like being friends with them was really, really stressful. And not only did it feel really stressful, it also was genuinely just having negative impacts on my life. I blocked them for about like 5 months, and then that person apologized and wanted to be friends again, and I was like, I don't know, like I don't dislike you, I don't hate you, but I still feel like it just wouldn't really work. And then another couple months later, once again, so nothing in between that time, the same person asked again, and I said, yeah, it's okay, I trust you. And I want to mention that that's something that I've really learned. I mentioned this in the video about, well, the video titled about me getting really sick. This was the second half of the video. I talked about how a lot of the time people are meant to forgive and forget, even when you don't necessarily have to, when you shouldn't necessarily feel obligated to if someone has done something fucked up to you. But what I had also noticed is that sometimes people will apologize and they expect you to accept that apology immediately. And if they don't, then they try to seek revenge on you after, which is something that's happened repeatedly to me. But with the person who I just brought up, they didn't do that. They apologized. I'm like, not now. And then he's like, okay. And then asked again later. And then I said yes. And that was a refreshing thing for someone to apologize to me and then not become obsessed with me and try to fuck with me because I didn't respond the way that they were expecting. I don't know. It was like the first time I'd ever gone through that, because every other time it was just like after apologizing they become obsessed with me and try to fuck with me. It was nice. Anyway, I don't know why I've been talking about that for so long, but the point is, actually, I don't know. I don't know. I'm still going to upload this video, of course, even though it's been a ramble. I think it's been a long time since I've uploaded just a pure ramble with little to no direction, but just know I'm doing pretty well, just in general. I'm doing better in school, doing better with YouTube, with friends, with everything. I mean, I'm still going through shit, but at least I'm going through shit rather than just never going through shit, which I feel like was what the whole channel was based on originally. Like, I had no life. I didn't even have like the capacity to get into drama because I literally had nothing to do ever. But yeah, I'm doing better. Get over here, fucking chicken. Thank you. Go subscribe to my third channel. I'm also trying to form another band. I know that I've advertised my music before, which I'm gonna remove that from the default descriptions. Where did my horse go? I'm gonna remove that from the default descriptions because I'm not really working on that anymore. But I'm trying to, fuck, how'd you get on a tree? I'm trying to form a band at my college. Well, actually, it's past the trying stage. It's happening right now. So I'll probably start advertising that soon, once we get that all put together. Anyway, I hope all my viewers here have been doing well. You're all really cool people, and I feel like someone's just gonna be like, how can you say that? You don't know each other. But like, I do, especially the people who join the Discord. I've talked to a lot of people who watch this channel. And a lot of people who watch my gaming channel too, and a lot of people who watch my music channel. My audiences on each channel are different, but it's always really cool people. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep trying, keep going. And to anybody else, I guess the takeaway from this is people will always want you to fail, and don't let that become true. And even if you do fail at something, at that one specific thing, you still have come out on top in the sense that you aren't just obsessed with somebody else failing. Like with all the shit that I've talked about, with all these people who just were telling me that I was going to fail at YouTube, imagine being that obsessed with another person. And once again, goes back to the theme that I've been talking about in this video of people being obsessed with me and just obsession with other people in general. You can't just say like, oh, I got you, you didn't actually do well at that, just like I said. It's not really a gotcha moment when you've been focusing on that person so much when they literally don't give a shit about you. Like, the only reason why I think about that guy is because of my video doing well at that exact hour. Otherwise, I think I probably would just blocked him after that message and never thought about him again. But that shit is so fucking funny, dude. And yeah, once again, if you're watching this, thank you. You helped out a lot. And yeah, I'm assuming I provided screenshots of some of it. I just meet the craziest people. And speaking of which, actually, I was talking to one of my friends, well actually I've talked to a bunch of people about this, how I keep encountering people online in real life. And, oh, another village, I swear we found like 4 villages, but this has also been going for a long time. Fuck, what was I saying? Yeah. So I've encountered a lot of people I know online in real life just by chance. Like, there was a person last year who recognized the school I was going to before I even went here. It was just after talking about the orientation. And then, you know, I've just, my roommate, my nice roommate last year, and it was actually a fan of my videos, and so was her friend. Her friend was also a fan of my videos. And so was her boyfriend, also watched my videos. But that was a little different because they knew me personally first. But what I want to talk about was I was a moderator on the video game SCP Secret Laboratory like 3 years ago now. 2.5 since I quit. And I joined like the Minecraft Club Discord server for my college, and lo and behold, there's someone there from that Discord server of the game who I had talked to a few times, and I'm like, there's no fucking way. There's no fucking way that someone from a... And actually, I need to clarify because it's probably like, oh, who gives a shit? It's a fairly big game. I'm sure people have heard of it. It was a specific server. It was just one of the official main servers of the game. But it was a specific server, only had about 4,000 people in it. And this was someone I had spoken to a few times. Had a lot of mutual friends with them. And they're right there in the server for my school. And I'm like, oh, hell no. And I left because I don't even like thinking about that part of my life when I was chronically online and a fucking video game moderator. So I got out of there quickly, and then I'm like, why? How? I don't even go to a big school. I've probably seen this person in real life. Like seeing someone from a Discord server I was in 2 years ago in real life, that's just awkward as hell. And I remember I told like one of my roommates about it right after it happened. He's like, well, I mean, if you guys had a good, like a somewhat good relationship, why not just say hi and be like, oh, that's funny. I'm like, yeah, maybe. But then I talked to another person about it. I'm like, yeah, someone I was in a Discord server with like 3 years ago goes to this school, and I found that out through another Discord server. And that person said to me like, oh yeah, if that happened to me, I'd kill myself. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of my reaction too. Like, I don't want that. I don't even want to think about that. But yeah, that's sort of it. That's sort of what's been going on in my life. I could come up with some stories, probably, but honestly, the last interesting story is the one that I talked about in my last video, I think. That was just a crazy night in general. You can watch that if you want. It's an interesting video. But that's basically it. I hope everyone's doing well. And if you made it this far, actually, I don't. That tradition is stupid. This channel is stupid. This channel sucks, I feel like. I've thought about deleting this channel a couple of times because it sucks. But it's meant to suck. But people give me shit for this channel. Not just the people who are assholes, even my friends do. Maybe I just have bad friends. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I consider this my schizo channel because I talk about stuff like what I'm talking about right now. But regardless, I'm going to get off this horse, I'm going to sit in a boat, and I'm going to end this video. This video is going to end right after I go off of this block.